All right, everybody, just to give you a quick walk around, this is my 2008 Honda Civic Si, which I converted into JDM Civic Type R. And if you guys want to know more about the build, you guys can definitely check out all of my other videos. I did a lot of mods to this car, and yeah, you guys can check that out. But for today's video, we're going to be doing a Civic Fd2 push to start button. Here it is. Pretty much comes in a bag like this. All right, guys, so the first thing you're going to want to do, if you guys can, is take off your steering wheel. If you have a stock steering wheel, it's going to be a little bit tougher, but this always helps to have quick release so you can take out the wheel. I kind of do that when I clean the vehicle as well, like the dash and stuff. It's a lot easier to reach and to work while you have the wheel off. The first step, you're going to take this kick panel off. You just pry it off like this. Just comes right off like that. And then under here, you're going to have one screw, Phillips head, I believe. And this should unlock the top part right here. So after you do that, it should just pop right out. And this should just come up. Pry gently in it. It should just come out as one piece. Now this part is going to be plugged in here, so you're going to want to be careful not to like yank it out completely, like your VSA, and if you have fog lights, it will be plugged in, so you're just going to need to unplug those, and just like that. After you guys take that part off, you're going to have this piece that surrounds the steering column. So I believe there's going to be two screws underneath here that you're going to need to take out. I believe it's Phillips head. So now this piece should just pry off. There we go. Piece comes out. So yeah, that should just come out like that. And so now you have your exposed steering column here. So what we're gonna wanna get to is, you see this brown plug right here? We're gonna wanna unplug this, and then that's gonna go on our harness. So we'll go ahead and do that right now so you guys can see. Just like that. So you have this out. Let's take your harness. Shout out to Wiring Solutions Source. You can get it on their website. Like I said, this harness right here. So you're gonna plug this harness into this, like so, just like that. And then you're gonna take this end, plug it into the bottom here. So you can do that now. And make sure it's plugged in, guys, like double check, make sure you hear the click on both connectors, just like that. We're gonna put the switch plug connector through here, so that way it's through there. And then now I'm gonna go ahead and put the ground on that bolt. So now I'm gonna be taking out that bolt right in there. This bolt right here. Let me see here. Yep, it's a 12. I don't really have much room in here, but there we go. Loosen that up. So put my ground in there, and then just gonna tighten it back up. Probably should have used the socket, guys, but can't find any of my tools right now. There we go. So we got our ground. We have our harness plugged in. Fuse is still down here, which I'll just tuck in with some zip ties. So I'm gonna go ahead and zip tie this. And then the last step, we're actually gonna plug in to the actual button. So let me get some zip ties right now. I'll clean this up, show you guys how it looks, and then we'll go ahead and go to the next step, which is the dash part where the button is. All right, guys, real quick, while you guys are enjoying the video, I want to go ahead and talk to you guys about this company called Potential Power Nutrition. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I really don't take that many vitamins, and I kind of need to. You know, one way to fight being sick or just feeling lethargic is this Potential Power Nutrition. Now, this stuff right here has really good ingredients. I mean, it has a lot of good things. Look at all the vitamins that it has. It has magnesium. I mean, look at all the B vitamins. It's got vitamin A, D, C, E, all of that stuff. I mean, it's really that simple. You just pour it in your base, whatever you want, water, milk, shake it up, and it's good to go. You can use it as a meal replacement. It just has so many essential vitamins for you guys. Leaves you feeling really good, energized. It's good for recovery, and it's something that's real simple that you guys should check out. So I advise you guys, go to potentialpowernutrition.com, use the code VIC10 and get 10% at checkout. Now let's get back to this video. All right, guys, so I have everything pretty much tucked away pretty nice. I went ahead and zip tied this harness together so that way there's nothing obstructing. Even when you're pushing and pulling, it's still going to stay in place and nothing is going to be hitting. Like I said, we routed our connector wire for the button through here. We have our ground on this nut right here. All right, guys, so the next step after that is installing the push to start button onto the bezel. First thing you want to do is go ahead and take out the old button. There's 3 screws, one here, one here, and one here. There's a tab here that you just push out and then it should just pop right out. Yeah, so here you go. Here is your VSA. And what we're gonna wanna do is take this button out so that way we can put it on this. So on the top and bottom, you have these kind of clips that you just push in, and when you squeeze them, it should allow you to take the button out like this. And then you have your VSA. We'll go ahead and install this on our JDM button, which will be on the other side. And make sure, I don't think you guys can mess this up. I think it's just pretty self-explanatory, so that, and it should click in place. So that is done. So now here comes the tricky part. So online, from what I've been seeing, is a lot of people have been using different methods to secure the button onto this piece here, because I don't think it will stay attached if you just plug it in. One thing I do know is you do have to trim this bottom piece here, because if you try putting this in now, it's actually gonna hit this bottom piece. So I'm gonna go ahead and trim this piece off. All right, guys, so quick update. So what I had to do was take the buttons out so I can access this piece here, the clip, and I removed the top and bottom clips. So that way the bezel can actually fit snug in here and will sit flush with the dash. So I have to figure out how I'm going to secure this down, and I'll come back to you guys once I do that. I did kind of mess up. I screwed a little bit too far on these screws, but that's okay. I can actually get another piece like this offline. I'm not too worried about that. So let me show you what I did on the back. It is kind of a little weird, but so for this side, I use some washers and the screw. So this will hold this tab down. On this side, I used one of those little, I guess, tightening clamps. So it wasn't my idea. Shout out to my boy Zosh, to my youth Zosh, you know. He did that with his, so I kind of borrowed inspiration from that. So that's in there, snug, it's not going anywhere. And then on the bottom, because there's no clip there, just went ahead and put a push clip, and it kind of just fit in there. So it's holding pressure on the back, so it's not moving. And yeah, you pretty much have this. Aside from those dimples now, it's sturdy, it's not going anywhere. And yeah, everything is hooked up, all the panels are put back on, and now I'm gonna go ahead and start the car. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the key in, go to on, and then it starts.